onto the trolley. He had huge pink hands. His nailless fingers were so thick and stubby that it made his hands seem babyish. "Haven't you heard?" I asked, feeling the urge to say something. "It's over. Peacekeepers are here. We're not enemies now." He produced from a lower shelf of the trolley a copy of the book. It was a black rectangle full of sheets of material like the paper I mentioned earlier, only much thinner. They had been marked with ink, but done using a machine rather than a pen. From the scuffed cover, I recognized the book as the one that had been issued to me.
"Do you believe this?" Orvin asked.
"No."
"They say all you peripherals read the book."
He paged through the book, having trouble turning the pages with his thick fingers.
"We have our own book, too. For the most part, our people are too educated to attach any significance to its contents."
Not what I heard. It was a risk, arguing with this man, but agreeing with him would have brought no favours. Orvin began to tear pages out of the book. They detached too easily, the way wings come off an insect. He crushed them up between his fingers and dropped them to the floor. He moved his leg as if mashing his boot on the pages. "It won't work," I said. "You can't provoke me like that. I'm not a believer."
"Then we've that much in common,"
Orvin conceded, allowing the book to drop from his baby fingers onto the rubble. He returned his attention to the trolley, moving his hand through different items. I thought for a moment he was going to pick up the knife again, but instead he came up with a thing shaped like a gun. It was made of white-coloured metal and seemed heavy in his hands. It had a large trigger with a hose running to a pressurized reservoir. Orvin ran his hand along the barrel of the thing.
"You know what this is?"
"Yes."
"I know your name is Scorelia Timsak-Shanda," Orvin went on. "I pulled your data from your slow bullet, where you were born, your family, that odd business with your conscription, your subsequent military history, the skips that brought you to this system, the times you were hurt."
"Then you don't need me to say anything." Orvin smiled tightly.
"Do you remember when they put the bullet into you?"
"I'm a soldier. Who doesn't remember?" He gave a little nod of sympathy.
"Yes, we used them on our side as well, or a virtually identical technology."
He made sure I got a good look at the gun-shaped thing.
"There's a slow bullet in this injector, programmed and ready for insertion."
"Thanks, but I already have one."
"I know that."
"Then you should also know about the transponder signal. My side will be zeroing in on it as we speak."
"I could always cut the bullet out before they get here," Orvin said.
"And kill me in the process."
"That's true. And you're right. There wouldn't be any point putting a second slow bullet into you. This one's had a few alterations, though. Shall I tell you what they are?"
"Go fuck yourself."
"Normally, there's not much pain. The military medics use a topical anesthetic to numb the entry area, and the slow bullet puts out another type of drug as it travels through your insides. It goes very slowly, too, or at least it's meant to, hence the name, of course, and it avoids damaging any vital organs or circulatory structures as it progresses to its destination, deep enough inside your chest that it can't be removed without complicated surgery. But this one's different. It's going to hurt like the worst thing you've ever known, and it's going to keep burrowing through you until it reaches your heart."
"Why?" Orvin let out a little laugh.
"Why not?"
I tried to fight. I had no control over that, but I always knew it was useless. The soldiers had me held down too well. Orvin leaned in and pressed the nozzle of the injector against the skin of my thigh, where he had already cut away my trousers. I watched his hand tighten on the trigger and heard a sound like a single whip crack. It was the air going through the gun. The bullet entered me. It felt like a hammer blow. The gun made a sort of slow, satisfied sigh as the air went